Good afternoon. We're back for the third game of the Celtic Cup. We've got Wales taking on Scotland. I'm joined at the moment by Pete Johnston, who's just played 2 games for Ireland, back to back. How are you feeling?
Yeah, not too bad. I thought I'd been a lot more tired, but yeah, it's all going well. Just happy to get playing.
It's been a long lockdown, I think, with...
Yes. Well, this is the first time we've had like an official Ireland team at the Celtic Cup for the last 3 years. So yeah, just happy to get some international caps.
How do you think you got on today? What was the camp like?
I think we were happy. I think we weren't sure, 'cause we've only had one training session, and that wasn't all together. So yeah, we were hoping to test ourselves against Scotland, see if we could win, and then obviously we knew the Wales team were a lot more kind of an oiled machine, but yeah, I think we did quite well. I was hoping that we wouldn't go to nil. So yeah.
Well, you did well against Scotland. You came out with a win there and pushed Wales late on in the game. You got a couple of tries at the back end, but how was towards the back end of the Wales game? How were you feeling having played 2 80-minute games?
I think sometimes you think you're going to feel a lot more tired, but I think you kind of have that adrenaline just kind of pushing to keep you going. I think sometimes you kind of go in cold, so I was hoping the Wales team might be a bit colder when they started, but they, like I say, they've been doing it for a while. Yeah.
Do you think that Wales's performance is going to be slightly less because they've just played you?
No, I think now they're all warmed up. I mean, they had a lot of subs for our match, so you've got all new players that weren't playing at the end of that last match back on. So I think they're ready for this. They want to win. Yeah.
They're through there.
Yeah, that's the first try.
Straight in under the post in the first 3 minutes of the first half of the third game.
So Wales will do this. They'll draw the defenders out and get a space in the wing and just go easy tries.
Yeah, that was fairly easy for them. I think that was quite routine. That tend to be what they were doing against Ireland, is finding those gaps quite easy and just going through them.
Well, a lot of the team all play together in the Super League as well, so they know where each other are going to be, know how to kind of make those spaces.
Kick's good there. So the score currently is Wales 6, Scotland 0. And we're just coming up to 4 minutes played. It's not the start Scotland want, really. It's 2 fairly easy tries that they've let in quick succession.
Yeah, I think Scotland need to try and focus on stopping the chair before trying to. Scotland just needed to try and stop the chair. They're too busy trying to reach for the tags and letting the wingers go around them. Just need to get in front of them.
He puts over a fairly routine kick. So that doubles the lead at the moment. So it's Wales 12, Scotland 0. Is there anything Scotland could be thinking doing at this restart now to calm themselves back into it?
I think just trying to recover the ball if they can, or just maybe try and kicking it deep, just to kind of having Wales start near their try line rather than just start almost at halfway.
That's Michael Mellon kicking off. You've just seen him going out of the line there.
Yeah, it's been a difficult day to see that line.
It's not the most.
The other lines.
It's not the most clear of the lines. For those watching, we're using the ready orange lines over the many different lines we've got for the various sports here. How hard is it to be knowing where your wheels are when you're that close to the line?
It's tricky. So obviously you're trying to pay attention to it, but I think it's kind of similar to driving a car. You kind of just get used to where the other side of the car is. So unless you keep hitting the curb, in which case maybe wheelchair rugby isn't the right thing. It's good to see Scotland with the ball. See what they can do.
A penalty here against Wales for being offside, but they play the ball there.
Offsides. This one as well. I think the refs are getting a bit more strict on the offside rule.
It's not always bad to have in a competition like this, to have a bit of a strict, especially when everyone's warming up for a World Cup.
No, definitely. And getting used to it. I know you would have seen in the last match that Wales got pulled up a few times for talking back to the referee as well. That's obviously something they need to practice. Maybe have a training session on that. Obviously, because World Cup, the refs will be even more strict.
It's good practice for the referees here, because all the referees involved today will be reffing in the World Cup at the end of the year. Got games in Sheffield and games in London. Well, that's an out wide pass, but Wales had the covering man there.
I don't think the Scottish winger was really expecting that pass. He wasn't really pushing at the time. Oh, nice. Good pick up.
Oh, brings it in. He's going wide. Oh, he dropped the ball. Coach killer, that one.
Good attempt, though.
It's nice seeing them move the ball a bit, considering the last two tries they've let in have been fairly easy for Wales to get through. Yeah. But it's nice to. That is a full length. There's got to be.
I don't think you're going to stop him from there.
I don't think they're chasing it, and they've got the support.
He can decide where he wants to put it for his kick.
It just goes to the right hand side of the post, but another fairly routine try. We've not seen too many full field tries today so far, so I think that's the first one we've seen. But with a kick to come, that's Wales 16, Scotland 0, and you'd think he's going to convert this one.
I would say so. He doesn't normally miss them, but I guess that's the curse.
And the conversion there is indeed successful. So Wales are currently 18-0 up, and 10 minutes played. And Wales looking comfortable and dominant again.
But it's good to see from Scotland that they've definitely got a lot more. Definitely got a lot more players than they did last year, or the year before. So it's good to see they've got that kind of development going on for the World Cup and getting ready for it.
Yeah, we were talking about in the last game about the development for what's happening in Scotland and what we know is happening in Wales. What's the current state of Ireland wheelchair?
So at the moment, like this, the team we've got today is kind of nearly all of our players. We're just kind of setting up again, so we're just really just trying to develop to get a team. Look, we're first reserves for the World Cup, so if a team can't make it, we might be in the World Cup, but at the moment we're not down to be there. But hopefully we've given a good impression of ourselves today.
I think so. I think so. Scotland just setting themselves up here. The pass just goes forward there. It's a bit of a mistake you don't want to be making there when you've had that much time to set up. That's not a mistake to make.
The person just overran the ball, and sometimes you just get in that moment and you think, oh, I'll just try and pass it anyway. Sometimes it's just better just to hold on to it, wait for the next runner. Wales are just very good at that kind of quick tag and quick play of the ball, and it throws that defence that aren't ready for it.
It's just a turn of pace that they're able to get to a speed from the go, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. And given like we said, the refs are calling those offside rules a lot more today. You can play quickly, you can catch people out, and either score tries or get penalties.
Wales extend their lead to 24-0. We've got just over 28 minutes left in the first half. You think now that Scotland need to do something to stay in this game?
Yeah, definitely. I think definitely they need to start thinking about kicking it deep rather than doing these little short kicks, because if they can't recover the ball, you might as well try and get it closer to the posts. See if they can force one of the Wales players to drop the ball, make a mistake.
A strong defensive set here now would be ideal for Scotland.
They proved me wrong.
Tackle there, so we're expecting a kick to come in. Well, they might run it. Michael Mellon just got tagged there, so turnover.
Again, they just need to try and keep Wales up now. Keep them in their own half. Force them to make that kick early.
Wales doing what Wales do well.
There's a forward pass there.
I think if that had been backwards, they were away there.
Yeah, the winger just has to watch that person. I mean, Scotty is known for doing that kind of thing. So you just got to keep an eye on him.
We've got Siggy Ahmed with the ball at the moment for Scotland, making his debut. It's a good line there by Scotland, just forcing them wide there. Oh, big collision there. Wales get a penalty there for pushing in the tackle. Was a good kick. A little bit lucky there to find touch. There was a moment where I thought it was going to be intercepted, but managed to get it away.
Yeah, it's always
Scotland ball.
Always the risk with those penalty kicks. Just got to make sure you get it out.
I think Scotland may come away with the ball there for a first knock on. It's a Wales ball. I was being caught again for that forward pass, just a little bit too eager.
Yeah, it's all about timing your run. They're not going to make too many of those mistakes, I'm sure.
Scotland need to try and draw a man in here and use an overlap. The Wales defending is very good at the moment.
Slow with the tag up there. Unfortunately, just a tackle there.
I think there was hopes that were in. He was tackled there just before he got the pass away. Oh, it's been intercepted and they're away again. Can they catch him? That's the. It's a very good play. Just getting that interception there, and they've gone down the other end when Scotland could have scored there.
It was well done to know that there was a man on his left to pass to. Might have been caught.
We've been saying most of the day that during the last game, Wales support plays strong. And that as soon as they make a break like that, they've got a man left or right.
Yeah, constantly. That's the threat that they are. It's just don't know where to go, and they do a lot of crossing and knowing how to get those gaps made, and then give themselves easier tries. How
difficult is it to defend against that?
Well, if you've watched the last match, you'll see it's quite difficult. I think, yeah, when you're not fresh and you're already lagging a little bit, it can be quite difficult. But it's just trying to read that and keep up the communication in your own defence. Make sure everyone knows who they're going for.
So we come into the quarter point of the first half. So 20 minutes in. Wales' lead is now 30 points to 0. And Scotland going to kick off.
Great kick off there. Getting Wales right in the back. You see the Scottish defence aren't really pushing up. So they're kind of letting Wales get that momentum.
Oh, and that just went wide there.
It's a good opportunity for Scotland then.
And they need to capitalise on this chance that they have.
Oh, is he okay?
Looks like we've got the injury. I think Gav's all right.
Forward pass there. Advantage playing.
Got to play to the whistle. Keep going. He's very close to that line though. So for anyone that's tuning in at the moment that hasn't watched Wheelchair Rugby League, what's the main differences between the game that they may be familiar with and the wheelchair variant?
Well, one of the main things is obviously it's indoors and you're in wheelchairs. So tackles are made by taking a tag or possibly a surrender where the person's been stopped and not using it, don't have any forward momentum left, especially if their hand, with the ball carrying hand, is above their head height. Obviously it's much more difficult to do any kind of side steps. And obviously it's fully inclusive, so you can have all males, females all play together, and quite a range of ages as well, and obviously range of disabilities.
So if you're just tuning in, Wales are currently 30-0 the better against Scotland. We've got coming up to 15 minutes left in the first half. And Scotland again will be wanting to capitalise on this position that they have. There's just a lack of communication there that just sees the ball go to the ground.
Yeah, I think they're putting a bit too much pressure on themselves. Just need to keep it calm, see what they can do with the ball.
Referee just having a word there. Holding on to the tackle and...
Holding on to the shirt rather than getting the tag. So sometimes you can catch the shirt by accident, but you just need to make sure you let go straight away.
Oh, Wales there with a quick play. The ball just caught Scotland napping. Make an easy couple of metres. They get caught again with another forward pass.
I think the ref saying actually it was not square when he was playing the ball. So you have to make sure you're facing straight in front. You can't be side on or anything. Oh, he's kept the ball in. You've got that overlap again.
That was on the cards.
Yeah. Watch out.
So is the poster just being re-erected? That try means that Wales are now leading 34 points to nil. We've got around 14 minutes left in the first half. I'm just getting ready for kick to come. That just went wide. Yeah. It wasn't that far away though.
No, he's a very good kicker, so that might be his first only miss. We'll see what happens.
So what do you think, what's the message then that the Scottish coaching team will be giving to that Scotland team on how to get back into this game?
I think just keeping your heads up. Obviously don't get too down, because when you're losing 34-0 you can struggle to kind of keep mentally like wanting to go and play. So I think it's just going to be trying to keep them all positive, just kind of keep doing what they're doing, but maybe just keep the heads up a bit more in defence. Maybe focus a bit more on the defence side of stuff rather than the attack for a bit.
Penalty against Scotland there for a late tackle. As a tackle was called, he came in and took the tag after.
Yes, you've got to make sure you don't do that. Listen to the ref, because the ref's going to make the final call at the end of the day. Right, let's see what Wales can do. A set piece here. Goes in for another try.
Very good at evading the tackle, and certainly were in the last game as well, that they get to that position and they can go through the tackle without the tags being taken off them.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're great at doing those little dips when you need to, and the offloads are great as well. They've always got another player on there outside to pass to. Definitely work as a team quite a lot. It's not just individual players.
So that successful conversion brings the score currently to Wales 40, Scotland 0. Dominant once again. As Scotland get ready to restart the play, they'll be hoping to get the ball back, or at least put the ball deep for a decent defensive play. That's well picked up. Just the difference there. Wales are set and ready to go. Scotland are still trying to get back.
Yeah. Just done a little kick. Will it stay
The
in?
chase is there.
Oh, lovely bounce, lovely pick up, lovely try.
We often find that the early kick in a set can get you, as long as your chase is there, can get you the distance you need to get, and that swaps the whole momentum across with her.
Oh, definitely. A lot of times you're not expecting a kick until probably the fifth and last. So if you can do that little early kick when the defence aren't expecting it, then as you can see, you can score tries quite easily.
I think something that I would want to be doing just now is getting that ball deep into as far as you can.
That's it. Make Wales work for it.
Certainly when Ireland were doing that in the last game, it was becoming effective when you were doing the long and then able to regain it.
Yeah, no, definitely it works. It puts that little bit more pressure. The longer it's in the air, the more uncertainty it is, and then the person trying to catch it also knows there's someone sprinting into him as well.
The tackle's complete, so go back to where the tackle was made.
Stephen might go here.
Yeah, another great man on the outside, and Scotland just can't keep up at the moment.
No. I think when you're defending that wing, you just need to try and keep on that wing, and there shouldn't really be that space for the player to go around you like that. You need to use that outside line as your another defender, but it is a wide court.
It's something the players would have to be getting used to. Certainly these two teams are going into the World Cup. Those courts they'll be using in Sheffield and London, and then towards the final in Liverpool are going to be
yeah, they're going to be much
wide
bigger,
court.
which helps for those quicker teams, because if you can get it out to the wingers quickly, it's going to be much harder to defend.
Powerful kick, knocks the post down. So we're going to have to get that up again. There we are. Not something I expected that the officials thought they'd be doing so much in the game, is getting it up. The post, that is. So it just goes out in the full, so Wales will start, I think, there on the 8 metre line.
Yep.
Scotland are not in a bad place here, but again, they just let the man through the tackle. They found a gap there.
He's still going as well. Drawing in all those defenders, all the Scottish ones aren't sure where to get to. He's got back in the line now.
Need to get back and reset. That's another well-worked try by there for Wales.
Yep, great support running by Jody there, drawing that defender out.
It's good for Wales having someone with the experience at Super League level that Jody has, that, and with previously with England before.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, obviously, there's a lot of the players here that have played in the Super League or still playing the Super League with North Wales. So, yeah, no, great experience in this team.
And the kick's good. So, score update for you. It's currently Scotland 0, Wales 56. And we're in the final couple of minutes here in the first half. So we'll get another few sets in and be waiting the half-time whistle coming on.
Good kick there. Force the knock on there. So Scotland have a fresh 6.
In a great position there. You would hope now that Scotland can convert this somehow and get across that orange line.
So you keep yourselves calm, don't put too much pressure on their passes.
And I got a man wide.
Winger.
Scotland could be in here. Oh, referees ruled it forward pass.
That's a shame.
I don't quite think the Scotland bench can believe that one.
That's a forward pass again.
Everyone just needs to settle down a bit now. Relax into it. None of that.
Drawn in a few Wales players there, so there should be an overlap if they go right.
Some quick hands. That's Connor Blackmore with the ball just now. They've definitely, that's a try.
I think so. Yeah,
I don't think there's any hesitation there.
Again, great work by the winger there, just keeping the Wales winger out there to give that gap for him to go in and score that try.
Well worked play in the end.
Getting the tries converted.
That'll buoy their confidence just before half-time.
Oh, I think so. Need to now just defend these last 30 seconds.
Might anticipate here an early kick in the set and see if you can just create something.
Let's see what they do. Great pick-up.
We've got probably 2 plays left before that hooter goes. If we can tag quickly, we'll get another tackle in.
Yeah. Okay.
There's that kick. It's bobbling towards the try line. And Wales just run it dead. So the end of the first half, Scotland 6, Wales 56.
Of course, we're back for the second half. So it's Wales 56, Scotland 6. Wales have the ball. Oh, Steve nearly coming out. Little kick.
It's a good try in the end. They just worked that very well. Wales starting exactly how they finished.
Oh no, they finished with conceding a try to Scotland. I don't know what their aim is score-wise, but let's see what they can do.
I think the way they're playing at the moment, I will be keeping an eye on the scoreboard to maybe tick over to 3 figures.
I think they're probably going to aim for it. Let's see. Hopefully not 4 though.
Straight down the middle.
Perfect.
Another good kick there. It'll be Scotland's aim just to keep Wales scored down to an absolute minimum as much as you can now.
I think so. Let's see what they can do.
Something Scotland need to work on now in the rest of the year is get that speed up from the retagging.
I think speed up in retagging and just pushing up a bit more in defence and just being a bit more vocal. I think they're not really kind of playing as a team enough. They need to start talking to each other a bit more. You can hear Wales chatting to each other in defence, but Scotland seem very quiet. Forward pass. And again, stressing just the situation, just need to keep it calm.
Just rushing it a bit too much. And that early kick would have worked out quite nice, but just, I say just offside, that was quite offside. Scotland with a penalty there, not going to find touch there. A let off for Wales.
Yeah, Jodie's done well to keep it on. Oh, he's dropped it.
I actually think that's probably the best defensive line that Scotland have had in quite a while. They were ready for that tackle then.
Yeah, and putting a bit more pressure on the players, and this is their reward.
Dave Anderson bringing in the tackle. Just tackled that. Reached out, thought it might be in.
Slipping last here. You look to see him trying to go wide.
Yeah, I've got an overman. Not quite got the speed there to make use of the opportunity he had there, unfortunately. Penalty given away there, not squaring the tackle. Had the chair rotated round.
Yes, you've got to make sure you're square when you're playing the ball. So a couple of times I think that's been called out now.
Okay, have a timeout here as the post to be picked up again. Quite handy post for moving about into sports halls, but not very stable. Dave Anderson thought he was through there. Last tackle here. It's a good kick from Scotland. She
well recovered.
She did well there. Didn't quite pay off, but good effort nonetheless. I thought it'd just gone behind her for a second there.
Yeah. You see Wales coming off the line very quickly as well in defence. It's not giving Scotland any chance of getting any momentum.
Not helping themselves all the time by getting in each other's way sometimes.
Not got any tags.
You cannot play that ball until the tag's on, so He did well there to hold on.
So going to try and go wide to the left now.
Got space. They had space out on that left-hand side, but just ran it in and turned it over. But Wales will start on their line, which isn't a bad result in the end for Scotland.
I mean, it's a shame they didn't.
If you weren't going to score
shame
a
they
try.
didn't score the try, but I mean, it's a good place to have Wales having to come out of their own try area like that. So what they do is they can just put pressure on their defence now. Forward pass again.
He did well to collect it, but it was in front of him, so I don't think there'll be any arguments there. I think Scotland going to need to start thinking about getting creative here.
Yeah. You stop going in as one men, start passing it down. They should have an overlap here if they go quick.
Oh, it's intercepted. Tackle there though. As Boyd Ward makes
All the way.
a good break, and she's going. I don't know if they're going to be able to catch her. It's a very good try in the end there.
Great try, great interception.
Just taps the ball on her wheels as she crosses the line. It's a perfectly legal way of scoring a try. Good work on the breakaway again by Wales. And with a kick to come, it's Wales 66, Scotland 6. We've got 28 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second half. Look from where I am. So Scotland get ready for the reset. 68-6 to Wales at the moment. They'll be hoping to extend that a bit further, and Scotland will be looking at keeping that where it is and hopefully scoring a few of their own. Got good distance on that kick, but just carried going.
That's a good idea, but fortunately, Wales had the ball, but still, it's in their half. Scotland just need to try and defend this now, try and keep Wales in their half.
You know, those Welsh attacks already geared up and ready to go.
Yeah.
Good use of the chairs there by Scotland, just blocking the path of the Welsh player.
That's what they need to do, is just try and stop the chair first and then go for the tag. Just get rid of their momentum, slow them down a bit.
Oh, what a play. Fifth and last tackle there, just a chip over the top. Caught it and sailed him. I think at the moment that just shows, play like that just shows you how confident Wales are playing?
Oh yeah, they're enjoying it today. Trying out a few different things like that. But again, it's all to that communication. Higgins knows where his other players are, so knows when he does that little kick, someone will get onto it.
Kick's good. Not a particularly difficult kick in the grand scheme of things, being right in front of the post, but that's where you want to score them. It's currently Wales 74, Scotland 6. I think she might be in here.
Going all the way.
What a play. Just evades all the tackles there from Scotland.
Yeah,
Could not get hold of that tag.
I think the Scotland players were expecting her to be tackled there, so kind of not really expecting her to go round them like that. And trying to already get back in defence for the next play.
And she just finds a gap and scores out wide. And with a kick to come, Wales could hit the 80 mark. Kick's good. And quite a difficult one from out wide as well. Especially when you're doing it with your arm rather than kicking it as you would see in the running game.
Yep, so the only difference is you just use your arm and make sure your fist is closed. And then that's what we call a kick.
Short kickoffs paid off there for Scotland. Receive the ball back after a knock-on. They'll be wanting to put this through the hands now.
Yeah. Got an overlap to go right. Pass it down, pass it down. Yes.
I think he may have been tagged before he got it down.
Unfortunately. Very close though.
The opportunities are presenting themselves there for Scotland. They just need to make use of it. And just put down. Make it look easy in the end. Yeah. Carving a hole in defence. And then as they were getting close, just cut back inside of them.
just catching the Scottish out with those quick play of the balls. Just need to kind of keep their heads up, just checking to see, because they're pushing backwards to get back in defence. They just need to kind of keep the head looking around behind them to see where those Wales players are coming from.
Very respectful from all in attendance just then, including the dog. We must elaborate on the story. What's about the dog with the island, came in with the island team? You may have seen it earlier on the stream.
Oh yeah, he's just a service dog for one of our players. So he's allowed to come into sports halls and anywhere really, just to be with him in case he needs him. But yeah, no, it's a lovely dog.
Dogs at rugby matches, very much encouraged. Just trying something a bit different there with the kick-off. High and long rather than across the ground, which is what we've seen them do a couple of times. An overlap here as well. They're going to use that. There's another try for Wales. So we've just over 18 minutes to play in the second half. Score at the moment is Scotland 6, Wales 90 with a kick to come. Wasn't a bad kick-off.
Well, Scotland players got there as well, which is good.
They did well there to stop the chair, which is what you've said. It's the key there that Scotland need to start doing, is stopping them moving. See an early kick in this set. Or it just goes dead. I think that might have been the last, actually. Scotland will get the ball back. We'll see what we've got in an attack. In Scotland at the moment are playing. I've got room to now to chuck the ball around a bit, experiment a bit.
That's it. They need to enjoy it. Obviously, they know they've got the World Cup coming up. They need to start trying some things. Don't worry too much about the scoreline. Just look at your actual performance of your team.
As Ireland showed with in their match, a couple of tries at the end and you get a boost.
That's it. We're just trying to keep a positive attitude and just keep trying to play. There's no point getting worked up about the score. It is what it is.
Last tackle. Let's see what Scotland have got on there last.
He's kicked for himself, I think.
Just goes out on the touchline. There's still plenty of time for scores in this match.
Kick.
Oh, just got caught up with themselves there. The referee has a word with two of the players. I'm not quite sure what happened. A handshake, and we'll play on. Another one not finding touch. It's the kind of kick you just need to make sure it goes out.
That's it, yeah. Because if you're going to do kicks that aren't going to go out, you might as well just play the ball from where you were. Keep possession. Got the overlap on the right, they go. Still got that overlap. Well defended by Scotland.
Tackle there just before he could do anything with it. Hard task now of going up the other end of the court.
Tapped it.
Scotland are just lacking a bit of speed off the play of the ball and the movement. We might have a bit here. It's something Wales have done in abundance today.
Yeah, Callum's got a lot of speed.
Yeah, if he gets clear, he's away usually.
It's much better here.
Fifth tackle and they're just on halfway. That's a good kick. I think it's going to go too long.
Oh, stayed in. Oh, it's gone dead.
So Wales will start on the 8 metre. With a set here. Scotland defend. And Scotland make a substitution. Paul Hartley making way for David Birtles. David, a very experienced player, played in the 2017 World Cup in France, along with a couple of other members of the Scotland team. That's Jamie Reynolds making a break, and he'll score on his debut weekend. made his debut in the match against Ireland, along with his dad. We were saying earlier how all people can play wheelchair rugby league, and there you have father and son duo playing for Wales.
Yeah, no, it's a great sport for that. There's not many sports where you can have father and son playing at international level.
So the score at the moment, Scotland 6, Wales 96. Wales will be chasing a record, I think, at the moment. Their largest victory was 109-8. So that'll certainly be in their sights with just under 10 minutes to go. Ref just making sure the player of the ball is on the point the tackle was made.
Done.
And that's the try that brings up the 100 for Wales. Going to need to ignore the scoreboards for a moment because they're stuck at 99. The score at the moment is Scotland 6, Wales 100, and a kick to come. Wales just showing today why they're the number 3 ranked wheelchair team in the world. Oh, it's a knock on there. Scotland get the ball back. David Birtles with the ball. Let's see if he can do anything with it.
He's drawn in a couple now. If they just do that quick tag, they can get an overlap on the right.
Chapman. We've got the overlap. There's a try there.
And the post's going to go down again.
Scotland score. That's Connor Blackmore with the try. Bit more positive play there from Scotland. And the kick is good. So that kick at the moment means that the current score is Wales at 102, Scotland 10. Scotland 12. Just getting confirmation there. Yeah, that's been confirmed. I thought I was right. We're into the last 5 minutes here. Still plenty of time for lots to happen.
Scotland just seem to have another energy about them. Oh, and Callum's all the way.
Callum's away. That's a good try. We were just talking about how quick he can be when he gets into some space. You're just seeing glimpses of the potential for Scotland now.
Oh, definitely.
Ireland did this at the end of your match. You came in with a couple of quick tries. Scotland have done the same there.
Oh, we don't want Wales to just have a nice little rest at the end. I think as well, now that you know it's the last 3 minutes, you know you can just push as hard as you can. See what you can do with it. I mean, that was the last bit of our match as well, so just seeing if we could tire Wales out for Scotland a bit, I think.
Didn't quite get the axle out of the goal area.
So we a drop out then.
In goal. No, it looked like his body was in front, but it's the axles that are the point of reference there. So because his wheels were behind that line, he's tackled in goal.
We've managed to recover it, so that's good.
And some very good play here when they got it.
Yeah, they're like a different team now. They just seem to have that energy that they want to do something amazing. The comeback is on with 2 minutes left. Let's see what they can do.
So the conclusion of this match, there'll be an awards presentation. We'll keep the stream up so you can see that and join in with us. We'll have the trophy presentation, and Scotland and Wales will be handing out some of caps for their debutants. So keep an eye out for that. And Wales set to lift the trophy for the 5th time in a row.
If they win this match.
I don't think that one's uncertain. The final minute here at the Orient in Edinburgh. Final minute of the last game of the Celtic Cup. Scotland with the ball. They're going to want to try and finish on a high. Last tackle, they'll get the kick away.
Defend last. Mary's kicked it out for a dropout.
Into the last 30 seconds, we'll see whether... Oh, he's taken an early one. Caught Scotland napping. The chase is on. I think it's gone dead. So the hoot has gone. They're keeping it alive. And it just goes dead, and that concludes the final game. And it finishes Scotland 18, Wales 102.